First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to the true and living power, which is Yahweh Bashim Awashai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the true name of His only begotten Son, and there is no God beside them. And I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who definitely rule well, and honors and citations to the whole full elect. The water to Yahweh Shai bless me to do another lesson. And this lesson, it's going to be quick. And I want to entitle it, Study the Afterward. Okay? And real quick before I get into what I mean by that, because inspiration, comes from that, and how I was just about to sit down, man, and have dinner, pretty much. And, that's an occasion. So let me get this scripture right here. Everything is an occasion to pray. That's definitely one of the things I took from last camp. Everything is an occasion to pray, man. This is Matthew chapter 4, verse 4. But he answered and said, It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High. So, as I'm gathering, my dinner, about to sit down and eat, of course, that's an occasion to pray. So I pray to Yahweh Shai Shai. And of course, prayer is what? Communication with the Lord. So as we're in communication is what? Ultimately, talking. Well, talking is a form of, communication. But anyhow, Salaki. So as talking to the Lord, praying, which of course triggered or began by thanking the Lord for our food, it made me think of, the chastisement that, I personally went through, which isn't really personal because we all go through chastisement. So it's not really a personal thing. Like they say, don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. He like that with everybody. You may have somebody who's a real, who get under your skin or something, right? But if you take it personal, you think that he's out to get you, but no, he's like that with everybody. So, just for an example. So, thinking about the chastisement, and so without further ado, and I wanted to bring up that point of, praying, because, I dropped my food, man. Not dropped it, but I was about to sit down and eat, but, I walked away, man, to get this lesson in. So, my lunch is still sitting right there, man. I had to pray. I prayed no bugs, But that's why I went in that, a man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High. So, Lord willing, it be those of us that be in that mindset be good, because we're putting the spirit first, and that's a sacrifice. Not even just before food, but brothers have lost families, brothers have lost wives, brothers have lost good jobs. Why? Because we're putting the spirit first. And if we could put the spirit before food, before the flesh, then that's very great, man. Because that's the greatest part of the flesh is eating. That's why fasting. That's why fasting is so magnified and enhanced, man, and respected. Okay? From the Lord, from Yahweh Shai. The book of Tobit just say that prayer is good with fasting. There's numerous scriptures, right? So, all right, let's get into the book of Hebrews. Then I got thin walls in that motherfucker, man, in that house. So then, I do my lesson. I know I'm being heard. So that's why I gotta, just go for a walk, man. That's why it's a new year, yo. You can afford to go for a walk, man. It's harder in the wintertime. You gotta put the jacket on shit and go for a walk because the wall is thin. But now there's really no excuses now, you know what I mean, in the springtime. But anyway, man. So like, let me get Hebrews chapter 12. Let me get to the point since I'm already halfway to 10 minutes. Keep it on at 10. Now this is the inspiration from the lesson here. Hebrews 12 and 11. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous. Because that's the thing that I was thinking about, man, as I was, just praying. Right, as I'm thinking, Lord, for my food, like, you're not happy that you went through that shit, man. But then you kind of are happy because of what you learned from it. You're more happy as you see that it's coming to an end. And you may still be going through that hell, which of course we got to apply these situations to our own selves. When your damn show is going through it, you don't know. You don't know if you're going to make it out that motherfucker, man. But that's the test of your faith. That's why you're going through it in the first place. To prove your faith as well. To the appeasement of the Lord. Sometimes you go off, the Lord want to whip your ass, man. And that's life. That's why I says he deals with us as with sons. So it's a lot of things get done through chastisement. That's why afterward, and that's the point of the lesson, study the afterward. Because it says, but grievous, nevertheless, afterward, it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness. So study the afterward, man. After what? After the chastisement is past, not present. Because when the chastisement is present, that shit ain't joyous. It's a battering. It's like a fucking goddamn. It's like that thunderstorm in which Peter was walking on the water and it started thundering. The wind started kicking up and he sunk on. So that's like what that is, man. When we're going through that chastisement. But those things, remember from Romans 15 and 4, all things is written aforetime for our learning. And then it just reminds me of how I said about these cities, right? Of what was it? Tyre, Sidon, even Capernaum. Especially Capernaum. I know that one for sure. Of what the Lord was saying that, Sodom and Egypt is going to be more tolerable than this motherfucking place. Because all the miracles that the Lord is doing here and the Lord himself is here and you still not repenting. So you have more of an opportunity to learn, a better opportunity to learn. And you're not taking advantage of that. So that just reminds me of Romans 15 and 4. It's very important that there's things that's written aforetime for our learning. So we're not taking advantage of that. That's supposed to make us stronger. Peter was living in that moment when he sunk in that water. And now, like they say in the world, man, a wise man learns from another man's mistakes. We have the opportunity to learn from our forefathers, man. That's why the very previous chapter is all the triumphs of faith that our forefathers displayed, in which we can learn from. We can learn from their errors. We can learn from their, from their greatness. All right, so I'm gonna have to edit the video. I got a call. So anyway, so we can learn from our forefathers' greatness, and we can learn from their errors as well. That's actually what King David wanted. King David actually said that. Like, Lord, we know that prayer. I think Psalms 51. He pretty much says that others can learn from his mistakes. So that's why we're it's like we're weaker but we're stronger, because our bodies are so weak, but we're stronger because we have so much more knowledge and experience in which we can read up on to help us in the spirit. So our spirits are stronger. And that's why Yahushua even said, like, to Thomas, blessed are they that have not seen and yet believed. So we haven't even been amongst Yahushua in the flesh, but we still have just as much faith as our forefathers when they were with Yahushua. Remember, some of them was healed because of their faith. The woman touched his garment. She said, great is your faith. Be whole. We got that same faith to be healed, and we haven't even seen nothing yet. So blessed are your eyes for that Yahushua told Thomas. Blessed are them that have seen and not yet believed. But you believe because you see. Blessed are them that have not seen and yet believed, man. So, that's exciting. But to get back to the point and wrap this lesson up, nevertheless, afterward, study that afterward. What did you learn after all that chastisement that was not joyous in the present time? But now that it's in the past, you look back at it joyously because of what you had supposed to have learned from it. That was your purging. That was your purging. That was your refining. You were supposed to have learned something from that chastisement, so that afterward of that chastisement, it what? It yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are what? Key word, exercise thereby. How do you exercise it? By studying it. Studying it, and then what? Walking it. I think part of lessons is they call it an exercise, if I'm not mistaken. When you look at the books, when like they'll teach you something, and then when it's time to do a demonstration, they'll say exercise like 1.1 or something like that. Exercise 1B, exercise 1C, exercise 1D. All right, because exercise, also can go to like example, but I think it physically does say exercise. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. Hell yeah, it does. So it comes from studying it, and then boom, the demonstration. All right, because we studied it, boom, now close the book. We're going to do the exercise. We're going to do the demonstration to see what we just picked up from that lesson, from the whole book that we're going over. But it comes from what? The beginning of it is to what? Study it. So study the afterward, man. What did we learn after all that fact that we can learn from and now exercise so that it can bring forth peaceable fruits of righteousness? And what do we know about fruits? Fruit is something that grows and produces more fruit. You get an orange. You say the pumpkin just grew out the ground. I know that guy, the dude who owns a farm. He didn't have to do nothing. Pumpkins just grow up from his yard. Must have been somebody who planted it centuries ago, man. But anyway, you could take that one fruit and then take the seeds out of it, plant it, and it continues to grow. So the whole point of peaceable fruit is what? Growth. So after all this chastisement, it was supposed to produce growth, man. Why was that growth needed? That's for each and every single one of us to know. To have know of ourselves. Why did that have to happen like this, man? What does the Lord want to see from us moving forward? What do I have to do moving forward, man? What was I doing wrong that I have to do right moving forward this time around? That's more pleasing to the Lord. So, and then that's what we're supposed to study. Because when we're going through it in that present time, man, we're supposed to be learning, writing down everything we learning, man. Okay? And then afterward, it's to be studied, man, so I can be locked in permanently for the rest of our lives, man. Lord willing, edifying with that, I'm going to say shalom.